The sort of work we do in the constituency association is very, very varied. It'll be whatever an individual constituent brings to us, or what groups campaigning or lobbying for certain issues. Well, so we have the range from dealing with constituency stuff like planning, investment in and jobs and housing, health issues. People also target you by the various committees that you're in the Assembly, so health issues become very relevant, and educational issues. But it will be whatever is important to the constituent is important to us. Day-to-day bread and butter issues, that's very much what we do here. Now those will come into the constituency office in various formats, from the traditional postal system to Facebook to email to telephone conversations, to me being out at an event and somebody just tapping me on the shoulder and saying, well, when you're here I must ask you about X, Y or Z. So we have to respond to that and rise to the challenge of trying to deal and make the promise to everybody that even we can't solve every problem that comes to us, we will give it a try and we will tell you if we can't. There's Annette, who has worked here from not long after I got elected. Annette would stand in, if I'm tied up in the Assembly, would stand in at site meetings and office meetings with regard planning, both in Marlborough House in Craigavon and Rathkelter House in Downpatrick. Cathy here deals mainly with some of the press queries and trying to see how we promote the image of what we're trying to do in the constituency, and getting things into the press that give people a chance to respond to or to engage the debate as to the direction that we need to be going with. And Darren is involved in dealing with day-to-day constituency stuff, making appointments as well, chasing up things if people want to meet up with me or need me to come out and visit on site as to what their issue is. Darren makes sure he slots in a bit of available time. The Southdown constituency is a large rural constituency consisting of the Mourne Mountains, which you can see behind me. Large bit of coastline, biggest industries in it. We have an aircraft factory in Kilkeel, huge employer. You have also a lot of farming across the constituency. Stretches right from a wee edge of Newry City right out round the coast to Downpatrick. So we've both the Mournes heritage and the St Patrick's heritage. Big potential here for tourism, as you can see with the scenery. Beautiful constituency to represent, and never get tired of the scenery and the drive down here from Belfast. The Assembly is important here, and it's probably much more important than most people give it credit for in their lives. The bit that you always find is that people say, well, what's the Assembly, what does it do? And yet next thing somebody stops you and goes, well, I need a bit of help with our football club has no pitch or needs funding for facilities. People don't always make the link between that and politics. That is politics. That's how it works. The old saying about all politics is local is so true. It's about what are the issues on the ground. I mean, a perfect example of the importance of Assembly is my private members bill on caravanning that Annette and I have been working on for 2.5 years. That has been important because that started up with local people lobbying just to say, right, this can't be right, we need to improve the rights of caravanners and improve how we do the business of caravanning and the investment they're making personally. And that has grown from having effectively a protest meeting to actually saying, right, what are the issues, and lobbying and consulting and lobbying and working with various groups on both sides of the argument to say, can we find a better way forward and a better way to do our business? And we're in the threshold of having in the first private members bill to get passed, hopefully in the autumn or early winter, and that will improve the rights. But the important bit of that is that will have come from Joe Blogg's public just lobbying for better rights, and they'll have changed the law in Northern Ireland.